Europe is living through the biggest demographic earthquake in its 2,000-year history, and most people are still sleepwalking. Let me give you the numbers that politicians, media, and even many churches don't want you to say out loud. Scenario 1, zero migration starting tomorrow. Every border sealed, no one else gets in. Even then, because of higher birth rates and the 14-year age gap, the Muslim population of Europe will rise from around 5% today to roughly 8 to 11% by 2050. That's the ultra-conservative, no more immigration ever scenario. Pew Research 2017 updated projections. Scenario 2, medium migration, regular flows continue. 14 to 18% by 2050, 1 in every 6 or 7 people you pass on the street. Scenario 3, high migration, 2014 to 2016 crisis level continues. Some models now say 20 to 25% plus, possibly touching 30% in certain countries. In cities, forget averages. Greater London already has areas over 50%. Parts of Brussels, Malmo, Rotterdam, Marseille, Birmingham, Newcombe, many are already past the tipping point. This is not science fiction. The children who will make this happen are already born, or being born right now. So let's stop pretending and look at the 3 unstoppable engines that are driving this historic shift. Engine 1. Native Europe has stopped reproducing. Average fertility rate across the EU for non-Muslim women, 1.5. Italy, 1.2. Spain, 1.3. Germany, 1.5. Poland, 1.3. All suicide-level numbers. Muslim fertility inside Europe, 2.6 to 3.1, depending on the country. That tiny-looking gap of 1 to 1.5 children becomes an avalanche across 2 generations. Engine 2, Europe is old and getting older, fast. Median age of native Europeans is 44 and rising. Median age of Muslims living in Europe is 30, 14 years. An entire generation younger. More babies, more parents in childbearing age, more energy, more future. Engine 3. The world outside Europe is on fire and will stay on fire for decades. Middle East, North Africa, Sahel, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Somalia, instability is the new normal. As long as bombs fall and dictators roll, millions will keep moving towards safety and welfare. And Europe is still the closest rich continent with the most generous benefits. That's the push plus, nobody can switch off. Now here's where it gets real on the ground. Integration has collapsed in huge areas. We now have dozens of zones where the police themselves admit they have partial or zero control. In Sweden, they call them vulnerable areas, over 60 of them. In France, SCP, sensitive urban zones. In Britain, countless streets where the king's law barely applies after dark. Christmas markets canceled year after year for security. Swimming pools with women-only hours. Schools removing pork from menus permanently. Teachers afraid to discuss certain topics. This is not the future. This is 2025. And the backlash is exploding. The cordon sanitaire around far-right parties has shattered. France, Marine Le Pen's party is polling number 1. Germany, AfD is the 2nd biggest party nationally and 1st in the entire East. Italy, Giorgia Meloni is in power. Netherlands, Geert Wilders won the election. Sweden Democrats are the 2nd biggest party and hold the balance of power. Even in quiet rural Denmark, immigration skepticism is now mainstream. The silent majority is silent no more. So let me ask you straight. Do you actually believe Europe can become a harmonious, multi-religious continent with 20 to 30% conservative Muslims, while the native population keeps shrinking and aging? Or are we sleepwalking into slow-motion balkanization, separate communities, separate schools, separate laws, separate futures? Because history has never, not once, seen a civilization voluntarily replace itself and stay peaceful forever. I'm not here to spread hate. I'm here to speak truth before it's too late. Christians, secular Europeans, whoever you are, If you love this continent, if you love its cathedrals, its art, its freedom, its Christmas markets, its way of life, then wake up. The only long-term answer is spiritual and demographic revival from within. Strong families, real faith, welcoming life again. That's it. Nothing else stops mathematics. Everything else is just delaying the inevitable. So tell me in the comments, honestly, which country do you think is handling this historic transformation with the most wisdom and courage right now? Hungary, Denmark, Poland, Italy, somewhere else? And what do you think happens to the rest of Europe if even that country eventually breaks? Like this video if you're tired of the silence. Subscribe and turn on the bell because the next one is the most important I've ever made. What Christians and Europeans must do now, a real strategy before it's too late. The old continent is burning. It's time to choose which side of history you're on. See you in the comments. God bless Europe while it's still Europe.